friends, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be checking out LoFi Haven. Before we get started in today's adventures, why don't you hit that like button for me? And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, well, what are you waiting for? Also, we have memberships starting at 99 cents, so you can come be a part of the membership only chaos. I was reached out to by some of the people involved in this game asking if I might try it out. It is a free demo available on Steam, so this was not a special key that I got. So anybody can go to Steam right now and download it. In fact, it'll be in the description down below. This has been put out by Meow Games, which, you know, gotta love that as the big cat lover that I am. And LoFi Haven is a room decorating game that helps you stay focused on everyday work and study. It offers a lo-fi music and ambient sounds along with built-in focus tools to help you into a flow state. During breaks, you can decorate your room and unwind and reset. LoFi Haven draws inspiration from Lo-Fi Girl and Virtual Cottage. We bring their focus and vibe and gentle rhythm into the space so that you can freely customize everything. We're also influenced by a wallpaper engine. Set your finished room as a live wallpaper and keep it on your desktop. So not only is this a decorating game, but you can also utilize it as a motivational tool, some fun, just, you know, cool backgrounds on your computer. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool. It is still in development, and I do believe it's supposed to release later this year or maybe early next year. So I think also too, the price point will be somewhere between, like, say $8.99 and $12.99 US dollars. Typically games like this are within that range. So if this is your vibe, you should definitely check it out. So I think we're going to go and take a look and see what all the game has to offer. And yeah, let's go hang out. All right, so here we are in the main menu of screen. You have some prefab templates that are different types of rooms. You got like a living room / office, another like gamer room, office, bedroom. You can start with these templates, or you can create your own room from scratch. Let's just take a look at this one real quick and just get a feel for the controls. As you see, there's a full UI system here on the screen in military time. This does show your local, the local time to you. So that's kind of a cool thing if you want to keep this as like a live desktop, as they said in their description. You've got your edit mode, which is where you have, you know, your furniture and all the things, but we'll get into that in just a minute. I like how they've got all the controls here. You can hide that after you kind of get familiarized with how that all works. You can reset the camera. You can make this the desktop mode. As I said, you can take screenshots. You can take the UI off entirely. Then here you can change your songs. And this is where you have some of the ambiance sounds, where you've got rain and thunderstorms and fire crackling and ocean sounds, and then just sounds of the forest, you know. I love the customization of that. Also, I do believe, see this background here? You can customize the color of that, and it has a gradient, so you can just do a solid color, or you can do gradients, and you can choose what color that's going to be. I think that's a really cool feature, very highly customizable for sure. You can also change the weather and make the time of day different. I like that. I love the glow underneath. Isn't that fun? And then you can change it to be rainy, snowy, or windy. So whatever mood you're going for, whatever vibe you got, and you can match the ambient sounds to all of that. You can do real-time lighting, which will sync it to whatever time you are in real life. I think we're going to go with, we're just going to keep it bright and airy today. So that's the general overall controls for the most part. If you go into edit mode here, you've got the furniture list, which also, you know, is categorized by the different types of furniture that you might want. Blueprint mode will let you change the size of the room, which I think is really cool. Very customizable there as well. You can drag it to make it more rectangular. You can make it a bigger square. It's really just whatever you're going for that particular day. There is a clear all. So if, say you like the style of this room, you like where the window placements and the doors are, but you don't really, you know, like all the furniture, you can just clear out all the furniture. You can see there's a little kitty cat right here on the bed. You can customize your pet. You can change the color, which I think is really cool. And you can add accessories. Little devil ears for the devil cat. And you can see the different colorings, the stripes. Oh, there's like a kitten. How sweet is that? I didn't even see that earlier today. So yeah, you can make the kitty a little smaller. You've got ceiling toggle. You can toggle that on if you need to put ceiling lights. You can do wall toggle, snapping, you know, to snap to. So I think that's really, really cool. I think one of the things that I have been probably in playing around with it before doing this video, my biggest frustration, I think, is probably the controls. I feel like they're a little clunky compared to some of the other games I have played of the similar nature. I feel like the way they've laid it out, it's just not, it doesn't vibe with my brain. This may be perfect for other people. And then one of the other, you know, kind of minor criticisms I have is that you cannot move, you know, in the vertical axis. I'll get the word out here in a minute. I do speak English, I promise. You can't really move up and down very well. You can move side to side. You have to push in your mouse and then move around like this, which I feel is just not efficient for me personally. So it'd be nice if there's some key binding changes later on. I don't think that exists currently. I do not think it is controller compatible at this point, or I don't know about Steam Deck either. I'm sure they will be, as this is a work in progress. They also want to make this a multiplayer game where you can have other people come in and contribute. So that is what this is for. And I think that is also a work in progress. So yeah, over here, you can see I've made a list, renew my passport, make a grocery list. You can have a task list. You can set a timer for how long you want to work on something. Because this is designed to be sort of a desktop companion. But you can just play it as a decorating game. Now, if you're somebody who enjoys games that have objectives and, you know, leveling up and things like that, well, this is probably not going to touch on that for you. This is strictly a chill vibes, let's decorate and hang out kind of game. So, you know, not for everybody, totally get that. But I tell you what, let me get a blank room. We'll do a speed build design of maybe, say, a cozy bedroom, just to kind of get a feel for what it looks like and all the different items that might be available in the game. And then I'll come back with my final thoughts. What do you think? All right, guys, I'll be back in a few minutes. Well, there you have it, folks. A very quick and simple little room design I threw together there just for a few minutes just to kind of test out controls. I think this has a lot of potential. I think one of the things that, like I was saying before, is some of the movement is a little limited, you know, being able to go up and down a little bit more. Also being able to see the room at 90-degree angles. Right now we're seeing it kind of as a, no, at a point. I would like to be able to see the room in each 90-degree angle versus this sort of diagonal cutout that we've got going on right now. It's just that's a me thing probably, but it would be helpful to be able to align things a little bit better. Another thing I noticed would be helpful would be like a grid. If they're going to keep the view like this, perhaps a grid system to be able to align things a little more easily. And this is just a really quick jump in. I do like that there's so many customizable options, but most of the furniture is what it is, so you can't really customize a lot of the furniture. You can change the colors of some of the things to kind of match your color scheme. But like say changing the size of some of those hanging plants, making those a little bit bigger. They seem a little small, you know, to kind of fit the scale of the room a little bit better. That would be nice to be able to adjust that. There was something else I was thinking of as I was doing it that I was like, you know what, that would be nice. But definitely the movement, being able to see the screen at different angles, maybe more of it just a 360, you know, rather than these 4 preset angles that you get, and a grid system for placement of things. Some fireplaces would be nice. I was thinking about doing a really cozy bedroom with a fireplace and it's snowing outside, but they don't have any fireplaces, so I couldn't really do that. So, you know, some more item variety in the game would be nice, but for just starting out, this I think is they've got quite a lot to offer. I think they still have a little bit of ways to go in terms of really completing some of the mechanics for me. And granted, I've played a lot of these types of games and some are easier than others to kind of get used to the controls and things. like that. And then of course I played House Flipper 2 for forever. And so I'm very used to how that works. And so I feel like, I'm trying not to put that on every design and decorating game that I play. So, I feel like for what they've got going on here, this is very well fleshed out. This is definitely a much more photorealistic style versus, say, Make Room. It's kind of more along the lines of like Hosey or Small Spaces, if you liked either one of those. So yeah, I think that, overall, I think this is going to be a fun game to have, especially if you can make it your background on your computer and make it part of your daily tasks and things like that. But yeah, there's a few things if I could add to my wish list of wants from the devs, those would be a few of the things that I would add. But overall, I think it's a fairly well put together design game. I really obviously did not dive into the full potential of this. I just wanted to show y'all something quick and just kind of the basic mechanics of how the game works. So yeah, there you have it. Well, guys, I hope you liked this one. I really do appreciate the team to reach out to me to get me to check this out. I hadn't heard of it until now, and so I'm always on the lookout for fun new games, especially decorating games, because that is my I definitely have a type, don't I? But I do appreciate them reaching out to me, and I do look forward to seeing what they do with this game as they get closer to release. And I think it's going to be an early access to start with, so perhaps there'll be updates and add-ons and things like that. So yeah, if this is sort of your vibe, well then hit the button down below, hit the like button, and also there should be a link in the description for the demo. Anybody can go download it and try it out for themselves. So I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me today to check this out. I hope y'all liked it, and gives you some inspiration for your own decorating later on. All right, guys, I appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit that like button. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, well, that button's right there too. Just click it. Thanks for hanging out with me. And as always, y'all be kind to yourselves, be kind to others. I'll catch you in the next one.